my first week of my Ankara planner. This is the fabric I'm going to be using to make my OB belt using the pattern created by Mimi G. Let's get started with making this belt. Okay guys, so as I said before, I have picked my fabric, and this is the fabric I'm using. And as you know, the first day of Ankara Appreciation Week is florals. So that's why I decided to go with this, because I think this is pretty. It's something that I had left over from another dress. So I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to try and see if I can be strategic and maybe get a lot of these flowers or a few of these flowers and a good placement on the belt, but we'll see. So we'll see. I'm going to see if I can kind of place it strategically to get the flower on it. So let's get started with cutting it out. When you cut this out, you cut 2 of these pieces on the fold. That's your front and back piece. And they say cut 1 piece of interfacing because they tell you to interface the piece to give it a little body if you have a thinner fabric. I mean, Ankara is kind of a stable fabric, but I just want to have extra body to mine, so I'm going to use a lightweight interfacing inside of mine. And I noticed when she did her tutorial for this, she interfaced both of her front pieces. She does say to interface 1 set of them, but I noticed that she interfaced both sets of these, and she interfaced 1 set of the belt piece. And this is the belt piece, which you cut 4 of these because you know you need tie-ins for each end. This is going to be your center once you open it up. So I'm going to cut out my pieces, I'm going to interface it, and then I'm going to start sewing it up. Okay, so I interfaced all of my pieces. She says to interface 1 side of the belt piece, so I interfaced 1 side of the belt piece for each going this way. So what I'm going to do is pair them up with their respective sides. Which is going to be rather easy because I'm just going to overlap like this because these are the 2 right sides. And I'm going to put my pins in it because she said you leave a 2-inch opening on you leave 1 inch of each side open when you sew this. So I'm going to put a pin here. I'm going to measure 1 inch. And I don't know, I got that little trick from my grandmother. She was a seamstress. I know I mentioned in my other videos for like her whole life. Self-taught and amazing. And she always told me like to measure 1 inch, you could use the top of your finger. So I've been doing that like it's my guide for years to measure 1 inch. So she says basically you do it like this. And I'm going to change this because it has to get attached to this. But just for now, so I can remember my placement, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to put my other piece together. Oh, so I interfaced 1 side, 1 set of the straps. And the other the other set is not interfaced. But I'm going to put 1 interface piece with 1 that's not interfaced, if that makes sense. And remember, guys, this isn't a tutorial. I'm just showing you how I do it. She has a full tutorial that you are welcome to watch. But I like when you guys sew along with me and just watch what I'm doing. And, you know, check me in the comments if you need to. Like, girl, why did you do that? Girl, you should have did it this way. I'm more than welcome to hear all of those comments. So we're going to put these 2 pieces together, right sides together. I'm just putting them together so that we don't lose the placement of anything. And I'm not gonna lie, I YOLO a lot when I do stuff, so don't follow me, follow the instructions of whatever pattern I'm making. I'm just saying. Unless I'm doing a hack, because if I'm doing a hack, then I'm telling you how I hacked it, and then you can follow my hacking stuff. So these are the 2 pieces together. She also said to interface 1 side of this, but I noticed in her tutorial she interfaced both, so I interfaced both of mine too. So the first step that she tells you to do in this tutorial is you connect your strap pieces to each end. So I'm going to do that now because you have 2 ends. And you know what, I don't know, I didn't pay attention if you have the diamonds up or the diamonds down. Does it matter, I wonder? Huh. Well, you know me, we YOLOing, so They gonna go on the way I put them on. So we're gonna take one of our pieces. We're gonna take one of our straps, and we're gonna take both of our interface pieces and hook them to one of these. So we have this like this, and you line it up like that. Make sure, and it's the same size. It should be an easy lineup. And then remember, if you want to use something to mark it, you can. You're doing 1 inch, right, in. And when you do the OB belt, just so you know, it's a round curve. That piece goes up. If you can see the round curve, that's the upside. So we're just going to mark on here 1 inch from each side. Oops. And the reason why you mark the 1 inch on each side is because you are going to leave that open. So as you can see, I made my marks with my blue marker, if you can see it. And then this part stays open. She says you sew from this inch point and you go down, but let me finish putting it together so it makes sense to you. So yeah, I think what we do first is we just do a line from here and from here, a basting stitch here. And then what we do after that is we open this seam and we press it open. So you do that on both sides, and make sure when you attach your pieces, I'm doing my diamond up. I don't know if it's right. I'm doing my diamond this way. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I really don't care. It doesn't matter that much to me whether it's up or down. So that's how I'm doing mine. Remember, you add the pieces that match. So I'm going to use these 2 pieces with this, with this one. And we're going to do the same process. We're going to mark 1 inch in. Same thing over here. Mark 1 inch in. And then we're going to pin it. Make sure you line it up. Okay. I'm going to just do it, flip it, and do it on this side because I just want to line everything up really quick. So I'm going to go here. And just make sure you pay attention to your Ankara fabric, making sure that you have it on the side that you want it on, if that makes sense. So we're going to do 1 inch in on here again. And 1 inch in over here. And we're going to pin it. I'm sorry, guys. My allergies are driving me crazy today. So that's why it sounds so stuffy. So we have these 2 sides pinned. Or we have this one side pinned. Let's pin the other one on. And one side is going to have the pieces with the interface in, and then one side is going to have the pieces without the tie pieces with the interface in, and then one side is going to have the pieces without it, just so you know. So let me put this together. So we mark these 2 together, and for me it's just easier to mark on the interface inside because I can see it better. It doesn't really make a difference what side. And I already marked this one, so good. I was proactive. So we're going to put our pins here so we know where to stop our stitches at. And we have these pieces done. So if you can see, what? We have, it looks like this. And we're going to do the basting stitch 1 inch this way. We're going to back stitch and do a stitch. We're going to back stitch and do a stitch, leaving this piece open, and then we're going to press the seams open. Do that for both of them, and then we will come back and see the next step. I might have to pick up the video, but this thing, if I wasn't talking through it, I could make this in probably 20 minutes. Once you cut it out and you interface the pieces, in total, you can probably make this belt in half an hour. Okay, so let's attach our pieces, press our seams open, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to put the whole belt together. Okay, so now we're done doing our side seams of our belt. Remember, keeping the sides open because that's where you're going to be able to put your loops through. And now we're going to attach our front and back belts together. And she tells you to mark the middle piece in the middle, which I did do. You can see I did a mark. And we're going to get our other piece that is also marked in the middle. And now we're going to line them up together, the middles. And she pinned hers, but you know I'm a clip girly, so I am going to clip mine together with all the clips I have. Okay guys, so I have it clipped, and you basically just clip around the whole thing. And now, like I said, we're going to sew around the whole belt. As you can see, we're almost done. She says to use 1/4 inch seam allowance for stitching this. So I'm going to stitch all the way around it, and then I'll come back and tell you what the next step is. See you in a minute. Okay, remember guys, we're going to start at the middle, and we're going to take it all the way around. We're finished sewing all around the outer perimeter of the belt. Everything is closed up. Now, the way we get this on the right side is we turn it through the opening. It may take a little finagling, but that's how we get it, and we're going to do that now. We're going to turn the whole belt on its right side now. Making sure, I think the best way if you can is just, you know, kind of like do like this. Make sure if you have something, I usually use a chopstick. I hope my chopstick is still here. Where's my chopstick? Okay, I'm going to use a pencil because I don't know where my chopstick is. Oh, there's my chopstick. And I like using a chopstick sometimes to poke out the ends because a chopstick has a pointy end and then it has an end that's not as pointy. So we're going to use the pointy end to like get that corner. And if you want to, you can probably snip the little bunny ear at that corner. Just don't cut too close to the seam. Just, you know, snip a little bit off like that. And we're going to turn this whole sucker over. Let's see how it goes. Your pointy end over here, and then you have your pointy end on this end, and you just take your chopstick out and you can just slide it back down. It's easy to get out. That's why I like using the chopstick. I like using the chopstick for turning. It's just a preference that I have. So our belt is basically done, guys. Like, I could do a finger press, but I am going to press it with my Oliso iron. And then I am going to come back and I am going to try it on with a few things so you guys can see. And look, this is where your opening goes through. So when you put your belt tie on and you loop it through the hole. Just like that. And then you have an opening on the other side where you can do the same. And if you can see, I got some of the pieces of the flower in the front. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And to be honest with you, you can wear this belt on either side. I got some of the pieces of flower along the belt. I I just got some nice pieces of the flower in it. So I'm happy with that. So let me press it. I'm going to try it on with something, and then you guys will really see how fabulous this belt is. Again, it's from Mimi G. I believe it's a free download from her. And it's super easy, super quick. Like I said, if I wasn't on here, I would have been done with cutting, interfacing, and sewing in probably a half an hour. So let me get it styled up so you guys can see what it's really got. Okay, guys, I pressed her up, and look at her. Isn't she pretty? Oh my gosh, I love the way that I was able to get the floral piece intertwined into it. Look at the belt. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's just so beautiful. I got my sharp points at the end. Oh my god. And this is the other side. I wanted to get these pieces on here so you can kind of tell it's flower. You know, you let me know in the comments if you guys think it looks flower. If you can tell it's floral. Okay, so this is my belt. She is cute. I'm going to wrap it around. Of course, you know when you wrap it around, you bring it around yourself and you intertwine it into the piece right here. And you pull it through. And you do the same thing on the other side. You just bring it around, and you don't have to bring it through both sides. I guess it depends on which side you tie it on. You basically just do it like this. I'm gonna show it to you guys on me, but I'm just showing you. And I like the fact that I did interface it because I think it has a nice body to it. But yeah, that's she. This is her, and this is what she looks like. I'm gonna try it on with something so you guys can feel, you get a look at her, and then yeah, we're gonna wrap up the first day of Ankara Appreciation. Okay, guys, thank you for rocking with me tonight. I know it was a late night because I just came home from work and I said, let me bang this out. And of course, I had to do things in the house first and stuff like that. So I hope you guys like it. Like I said, you can grab the pattern from Mimi G. If she still has a link, I will give you a link to her video. And I think in her video description, you can find the link for the pattern. Okay, guys, here is the finished belt. I just threw it on. This is literally a piece of fabric I draped around my body. It's like not even a dress. So I just threw it on because I wanted something black so you can really see how the belt looks. And I love it. I would say my waist, I think it's a 40, 38, 40. If you want a belt that has longer straps, if your waist needs to accommodate for a larger size, just extend the size of the belt. Keep the middle piece, I would say, the same, and just extend the ties. So this is she. I like it. It's super cute. I can see me wearing it with navy blue. I can see me wearing it with orange. You see all the colors in it. I like the placement of how the flower falls. So yeah, that's my first sell for Ankara Appreciation Week. I hope you guys like it. I would have dressed it up and did more, but you know, like I said, I worked today and I just wanted to get my soul out. I'm trying to stay on track this week because I want to be intentional about creating something for every day to appreciate this fabric. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn on your notifications for future videos. I'll see you guys tomorrow with my next Ankara Week sew. Bye.